everyone, it's Gina from orchidandopal.com, and I am back today with the June 2022 dollar bead box subscription to share with you. This is a great sampler box to receive on a regular basis if you're interested in trying out all new things, including check glass, some gemstone beads, metallic components, and more, and also a great way to find out about some of the things that are carried on dollar bead box, because they are a members only store. If you're a subscriber to the subscription, you automatically get access to shop their site, where many of their items and strands are just $1 each. So it's a great way to be able to go back and purchase more at a very low cost. I do have a coupon code that can be used on any purchase, including a subscription, and that is ORCHID2. That will save you $2 off your purchase. And this box is around the $20-ish a month price point. It changes a little bit depending on if you sign up for a longer period of time, and you get free shipping included if you sign up for a longer period of time if you're in the US. And they also have an additional dollar bead bag that you can add on for $8 a month extra and receive 8 strands of check glass fire polish beads, 4 in the 4mm and 4 in the 3mm, which is also an awesome deal. I'll leave the link to the subscription right down below the video, as well as that coupon code, and let's go ahead and open up this box. So here is our dollar bead bag right on the top. We'll take a look at the contents of this first, and then we'll take a look at the box. Up first, in our 3mm section, we have the Crystal Tangerine Lumi. So this is a lovely shade of a peachy orange that is letting some of that light through and showing off that lovely summery orange color. Next is our Vintage Vitriol Metallic. I'm seeing some gold and silver, as well as a little bit of green and blue and magenta, a tiny bit of purple. All those different pops of metallics, and part of these beads having that coating over them, and part of them being the crystal or transparent glass. Next, just like we had the Tangerine Lumi, we also have this Crystal Pink Lumi variety. Reminds me a little bit of the opal styles of fire polish, just not as creamy looking and letting more of the light through. And this is a lovely shade of light rosy pink. And then our fourth variety is in the Crystal Key Lime Lumi. I think putting all those Lumi shades together would look really, really pretty. This one, of course, in this lighter lime green shade, also has a slightly creamy appearance, but you can see how it lets some of that light shine right through. Up next, this is the first time I've seen a bag show up in the dollar bead bag as opposed to a strand. I'm sure they have a reason, and I'm sure it is a strand quantity, but we have the sapphire included, which is the transparent sort of medium blue. Next, you could receive either the crystal half copper, which is the one you see here, or burnt orange copper merrier. So this one, of course, combines the crystal clear with the pops of copper metallic that even shine through the other side of the clear glass beautifully. Then we have this really unique color combination. This is the blue marble half copper, and I love how we have this creamy white opaque glass combined with the transparent denim blue and the pops of copper metallic that show up at these sort of random spots. That is a lovely and unique combination. And our fourth is the alabaster white electric purple. So the alabaster white referring to what's underneath that purple color coding, giving us that base for that vibrant purple that is so beautiful. I love seeing these new shades of purple show up. And that's what you can expect for the dollar bead bag add-on, 8 different strands or strands worth of the 3 and 4mm fire polish check glass faceted round beads. And now we can get into the contents of our box, bringing that back in and taking a look at the insert real quick on the top. And we have some information here talking about what's new. They have a dollar bead box branded loom that I saw them advertise through email, which is pretty cool that you can pick up. They have a bonus offer at the bottom of this insert, which I won't include the coupon code because I have not been given permission to share that on video. And we also have, of course, on the back, the list of contents. We have on the top the strands that we're going to take a look at, and then on the bottom, the additional items, that sampler of all sorts of different things that we can take a look at that you could also find in their online bead store. So here's a quick peek of what everything looks like as I've unwrapped the tissue paper, and we'll take a look at the strands first, then the additional items up close. Our first strand is in the lovely lavender rainbow luster. It's a check glass pearl, and these are in the small 3mm size with 40 pieces contained on the strand. And this is pretty cool, getting a different shape like this. These are the check glass cubes in the 4mm size, and the color is, of course, jet, this opaque black. There's 35 pieces included. Our next strand contains the 8mm check glass drux or round beads, and you could either receive the velvet opal, which is this one, or the light topaz color, and you get 25 pieces on the strand. I'm really excited to have the velvet opal. I love that light purple and opal variety of these round glass beads, and it actually makes all the strands in this particular box coordinate, which is unusual because this is not a box where you expect a coordinating set of items because it's more like a random monthly sampler. But in this particular case, the strands all sort of match up with different shades of purple and black. And next we have another strand of check glass druk beads, this time in the smaller 4mm size, and the color is called light alexandrite, which is this lavender shade, and there's 50 pieces included. Next are the 5x15mm large hole Celtic block beads in ancient black, and there's 8 of those. You can see that interesting carved looking detail in these pressed glass beads, and those details go all the way around on each of the 4 sides. And there's a look at the larger hole that they're referring to, just slightly larger than you typically see in these check glass varieties. Next, we have the 6mm check glass lentils in jet rainbow iris. These are the one hole variety, and of course the hole is placed slightly off center, so you get that placement of the beads that's just a little bit offset, like you can see. There's 50 pieces on this strand, and that iris finish giving us those shades of purple, green, and blue for the most part. And here's a look at these from this other angle so you can sort of see the face. Our final strand is containing the 7x8mm check glass rose petals. These are in crystal AB, and there's 25 pieces, and you can't really see the AB from this angle that clearly. But of course, when you take a look at the face of these beads, you can really see that rainbow-like sort of iridescent coating that is on these petals. There's sort of a 3-sided shape, and the hole is located at one of those points, and there's some additional detail to the shape as well. It's kind of inset there in the middle of the petal. And now we can take a look at the bags of additional items that we received this month. First up, and I'm loving these are the 18mm check glass origami flowers in lavender AB, so even more purple and some more black to come in this section as well, which is pretty cool. There's 2 pieces that you can see in the bag. These are gorgeous, and I love how those details are set off with that iridescent AB wash that is settling in there and looks beautiful under the light. Look how vibrant that is, showing off all of those different lines and angles. And then there's a look at where the hole is, running through the center of the bead at the side. Up next is a bag containing the 8x8mm check glass flat stars in matte rainbow iris AB. We have 6 pieces. These are really cool with all their different colors coming together in the metallic sort of etched coating. that four-sided star-like shape that also have two holes. There's a hole that's running through this side and a hole that's running through this side. Next on my list are the check glass saucers and amethyst 24 pieces, and I am not seeing that bag, so unless it jumped off of my bead mat or maybe fell behind something, I don't see them. It's possible that they got left out of the box by mistake, which would definitely be a very rare occurrence. Even if that's the case, I could always reach out to Dollar Bead Box and I'm sure they would make it right. They have really good customer service in my experience, so I'm not too worried about it. But I did want to point that out just for full disclosure, and if I happen to see them before the end of the video or before posting it, I will try to let you know if they happen to show up. But next, let's take a look at the pewter flower component in antique silver plating. Here's that metal component. You could use this as a pendant if you wanted to. It's about 20 millimeters in size, and there's a look at the back. Up next, even more purple with these matte crystal with purple wash check glass tulips, 4 pieces of the 6 by 12 millimeter size. I love the color and the shape of these tulips, the darker purple showing up in those details, and you can see where the hole is placed right there going up and down the length of the bead. Then our next bag contains the 5 by 14 millimeter vintage floral cabochons in opaque white. These are very different from anything that I have seen included, and they definitely are full cabochons without the holes. So there's a look at the back of one piece of these, and they have a really dimensional floral design on the top that is so pretty and would look beautiful with a beaded bezel or maybe an embroidery. All sorts of possibilities with these. And then we have a bag containing 2 of the check glass button beads in the 15 millimeter round size, color being called California Collection. These are stunning and so reflective, especially with the coating that is sort of inset. And then you have that swirly pressed design. These are a sort of flat round bead, the hole running through the center at the side. And the back looking just a little bit different on both of those with a little bit of magenta appearing. Next, we have 2 pieces of ruby faceted dyed jade rondelles. They could be between a 6 to 12 millimeter size. So these are indeed stone, and they have that faceting that's around the outside of these beads. As you can see, the hole located at the center. And they're in this berry red color that's beautiful. Then we have some 5 by 6 millimeter check glass faceted beads in jet black, 10 pieces inside. So another variety and shape and size of check glass beads. These are round opaque glass with the band going around the outside and providing us with the additional faceting. Next is this triangular component. It's a pendant bead, 15 millimeters in size, and it's called jet travertine. We have 1 piece included. This one has the hole placement at the top of one of those peaks, as you can see, and that coating is going to settle into different spots of the bead. So all of these will look just a little bit different with that combination of black and silvery gray and a little bit of the olive green and yellow that shows up. Our next bag contains 6 pieces of 10 millimeter check fire polish beads in jet travertine. There's a closer look, just as we expect with the fire polish, just in the larger size, with our faceting, the jet black in the background with the travertine coating over the surface, giving us that color variation and stone-like quality. And the final selection is a check glass peacock pendant. It says style and color varies, 1 piece of 22 by 24 millimeters. We have a hole that runs through the top of the bead, and there's a look at the placement of that. And again, we have the jet black glass in this particular one. Yours might look different, and it looks like what's similar to that travertine coating that we saw in the last few beads in terms of the color combination and the variation on this one. It's very smooth and glossy. And that wraps it up for the June 2022 bead box and bag monthly subscription. And I still couldn't locate that other bag, so either it was an error on the list or a fluke and not included in my box. Either way, just wanted to be transparent with you about that. But like I said, in my experience and from what I've heard, of course, if I reached out to them, they would make it right. So I'm really not that concerned about it. Accidents and mistakes can happen to anybody. And with the number of boxes that I've received from them, I can't recall that happening to me before. But moving on from that, I really love the selection of different things that they've included. And even though I don't expect a color coordinated palette with the bead box, you can see there are a lot of things here that you could use together if you wanted to. And it still gives you a good taste of what can be found in their shop. Again, all these different bags of items and strands you can find for just $1 each if you are a subscriber or a member. And they've got lots of other things on their site too. So I really enjoyed checking out what they had to send this month and the different varieties. Feel free to leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think of this month's box or anything else you'd like to say. If you enjoyed checking out this box up close and getting the chance to see if this type of subscription is right for you, definitely give the video a big thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe while you're here if you haven't already. Don't forget you can use the coupon code ORCHID2 off of any purchase at dollarbeadbox.com, whether it's a subscription, membership, or a shop purchase. That and the link will be located right down below the video. And that's all I have for now. Huge thank you to you all for joining me and sharing in this unboxing. I love having you here. I hope to see you again soon. In the meantime, I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day. And as always, happy beading.